Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'm going to share with you perspective from a couple XRP chart analysts, including one analyst who says that XRP move is imminent, and that's a direct quote. And this particular analyst thinks that XRP, in very short order, is going to be brushing up against the $2 mark. I'll share with you exactly what he said, but there is historic precedent for this because when XRP goes, oh my god, it goes, and it is very fast. It makes people feel like it's never going to happen, it's impossible, sentiment is in the gutter, but then it just goes. And just think about what's happened over the last day or so. XRP, I mean, recently at 49 cents, a little over 24 hours ago, it was as high as 58 cents. That's a fair bit higher in terms of a percentage move. That wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to keep going down if you were listening to the people on social media platform X. Sentiment in the gutter. And not that it's the best right now, but given the move over the last, say 36 hours or so in particular, it's been getting a little bit better, right? Now, of course, a lot of this is going to be dependent upon Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's going to hit a new all-time high, I am way more optimistic for what's going to happen with XRP this market cycle. It's not a certainty here, though some people think that it actually is a certainty that Bitcoin absolutely is going to hit an all-time high, and I'll show you what's being said along those lines. But in case anybody's curious, at the time I'm recording this video, it's 11:10 p.m. Central Time, Friday, February 16th, 2024. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, XRP is 56 cents. Bitcoin still above 52,000, at least for now. 52,106 bucks. Market cap for the asset class 1.97 trillion. And check this out. Crypto Fear and Greed Index 76 out of 100. That is extreme greed, my friends. This is only the third day that we have seen extreme greed since the bottom of the market. So think about the FTX collapse in November 2022. Since then, this is only the third time we've seen extreme greed. That is something. And so it's not hard to understand why the Flow Horse, very popular chart analyst, over 200,000 followers on X, not hard to understand why he's saying what he's saying here. Now, we'll see who's right, because there are popular analysts that say, nope, this is in all probability the top for Bitcoin. Flow Horse does not agree. He thinks that this thing's going to go, and it's basically a certainty. And so here's what Flow Horse had to say about Bitcoin. 25% off the highest weekly close for Bitcoin. Being this closer creates a certain gravitational pull that will suck out liquidity from other assets as people pile in. A new all-time high is a foregone conclusion. Just a matter of when, not if, at this point. And I hope he's right. I mean, we're going to find out together. There's a lot of pretty much every analyst is on the record in terms of what they think is most probable at this point. I am very curious to see who's right. Is it the people who are a bit more bearish and don't think it's probable that we're going to see new all-time high for Bitcoin? Or is it almost every analyst on the planet, because the vast majority of analysts do think that we're going to see it? I'm super curious because there are many, not that there are a ton of analysts that think it's not going to happen, but the ones that do, that I follow, I mean, by my estimation, they're among the most reputable in the biz. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm super curious, and that's what makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm still overall optimistic. We'll see what happens here. There was also this post from chart analyst Neste, and I came across this analyst recently because of Credible Crypto, one of my favorite analysts out there. And Credible Crypto has stated that his thesis, and he's been saying this literally for years, that we're actually just in basically like a super cycle, effectively, that started in 2018. And so when we saw the tops a few years ago in 2021 for Bitcoin, that actually was just a part of the journey, effectively. And so it's part of why he believes we're in all likelihood going to be seeing a new all-time high for Bitcoin sooner rather than later. He doesn't think it's as probable that we're going to be seeing a new all-time high for Bitcoin in 2025. He thinks much sooner than later. In fact, potentially before the halving, which has never happened before. That would be sooner. So that would, if that happens, that would be in line with Credible Crypto series. So again, it's just one of those things where I don't pretend to know the answer, but that's why I'm just as curious as you guys. We're going to find out, is Credible Crypto right? Is someone more like the blockchain backer correct? But Neste here is noting the following, and this is interesting. In the past, the time span between golden break and reaching a new all-time high was 34 to 72 days. Will we see a first ever pre-halving all-time high, which is estimated to be in 61 days? Now, we're going to find that part out sooner than later, because it's going to be, I think, sometime around, April 20th. I think that's when it's expected that we're going to be seeing the halving occur for Bitcoin. So that part we'll know sooner than later, right? If that actually happens, though, I'll just tell you, I'll speak for myself here. To me, that would be sufficient proof. That would be sufficient proof that we go much higher in all likelihood, because, my God, the euphoria that would kick. And can you imagine what that would do for alts? And that may mean that Credible Crypto is correct in his thesis. So we'll see here. And then there was also this post. This is from chart analyst Greg Crypto. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I got a couple things from him. The first one's Bitcoin. The second one's XRP. So this is just a Bitcoin price chart marked up in a number of ways. If you want to see the full analysis, feel free to pause here and you can read everything. It's just for the sake of time, I wanted to highlight a couple key takeaways. And it reads as follows here. And he says, if Bitcoin hits all-time high before the halving, we could reach $170,000 in no time, but the fall could be epic. If we retest Fib 0.5 or the 21 EMA, it would signal a healthier cycle, providing room for to pump hard and catch up, potentially leading to $170,000 to $200,000 by Q1 to Q2, maybe, of 2025. So I'll be happy either way. I'll tell you what, even if there's a massive pullback after that, and sooner than later, what that's going to mean for alts, right? Because that's what I'm most interested in. Yeah, I'm happy I've got my Bitcoin. I've been holding it since 2017, whatever. I'm just not that excited about it. Now, if you're talking about getting up to those levels, I will have sold it by then. I will finally have sold it. But again, I'm most excited about what that means for my altcoins. Because you know the hysteria will be kicking in like freaking crazy. And I'm counting on the vast majority of my life-changing wealth from crypto to come in from altcoins, not Bitcoin specifically, although it ain't going to hurt. That would not be a little bit for me personally. So I'd be thrilled to see that. But again, it's just the altcoins. That's where the real money is to be had so far as I'm concerned, with my strongest focus, greatest interest in XRP specifically. And I feel very strongly that so long as Bitcoin goes and the market takes off, yeah, why wouldn't XRP go? And I was actually spending more time thinking about, what is there another scenario where the market goes and XRP doesn't hit a new all-time high, but I'm still bullish for the long haul for Bitcoin, or for XRP rather, and I still think it could hit an all-time high in the future. And the reason I started thinking along these lines is because I've said publicly many times, if Bitcoin hits a new all-time high and XRP doesn't, and a bunch of altcoins are popping off, and we have a little bit of an alt season, but XRP isn't part of it in terms of hitting a new all-time high, that would be the point where I'd be like, okay, guys, maybe something's wrong. And so I thought, is there a situation where XRP doesn't hit a new all-time high, but I don't think there's something wrong? And one of the few things I could think of is, say Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, maybe some altcoins do start popping off, and then there's a black swan event before XRP has a chance to go. That's the only other thing I can possibly think of where I'd be like, okay, well, we got cheated yet again. Not that I'd expect that to occur, but if we get some black swan event, it tanks equities, it tanks crypto on the whole, then I'd be like, well, okay, we did get screwed again. Thanks, SEC. Thanks, black swan event years later. Suck it, here are some eggplant emojis. I'm not very happy. It's like that's where I'd be coming from. But outside of that, if you're talking about Bitcoin going and altcoins going as well, yeah, then and XRP doesn't by the end of the cycle, then I would be concerned. But I don't think that's what's most probable. There's a reason XRP has been in the top 10 cryptos by market cap for over a decade. There's a reason the market has confidence overall. Because XRP is in a super rare position. It is treated with prestige by the market, broadly speaking. Seriously, and I know the sentiment is somewhat in the gutter, so I don't know that most people would say that, but I firmly believe it. Because I'm just looking at how it's been treated for over a freaking decade, And this is it's still in the top 10, despite all the people that didn't buy it because of the SEC. Way less XRP has been purchased over the last few years because of the SEC. It's still in the top 10. That's insane. It tells me something. Here you have Greg Crypto sharing some perspective about XRP specifically. Now check this out. He says XRP color code to $1.40, and he's got this XRP price chart on the screen. The significance of the 58-cent price range has been highlighted in numerous posts. In this chart, it's clear that closing above it was pivotal based on the July 2023 pump, driven by XRP's classification as a non-security by itself. Now, 58 cents is proving to be a major resistance once again. What's needed are steady steps to touch the mid 65-cent mark and retest 58 cents for a final breakout. We're still on track for the initial milestone of $1.40, which will pave the way for a swift progression to $5 and beyond. And so, again, these things happen fast when they go. So, like, again, I'm sure there are people listening, they'll look at that and they'll be like, $1.40, yeah, talk to me when it's $1, because you always get those like pessimistic, stupid comments from people, because it's the internet and people get to say whatever they want, even if it doesn't make sense. It's just a lot of emotions, basically, and trolling. You gotta love X. But when it goes, it goes. It just, I've seen it too many times. Like he's right. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that I know what the price level will be, or that I think that that's the level. Like that's where it goes. I don't know. I'm not a chart guy. I'm just saying in terms of directionally, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me in the least. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And I do think what's in store for us for this year, probably mostly a lot of really fun and positive stuff. That would be my guess. And we've been through a lot. We freaking deserve it as far as I'm concerned. Now, Dark Defender, he's equally bullish, I would say. He shared this XRP price chart and wrote the following. He says, and oh, by the way, this is the analyst I was referencing at the outset, because he thinks that basically an XRP move is imminent. He says, it's been a while since we haven't checked the weekly Heiken Ashi candles, which are basically the candles taking average price into consideration. Support and resistance conjunction says a move is imminent in a couple of weeks. So, folks, it does depend on your definition of imminent. I guess if you zoom out on a chart, then it would kind of look like that. Fair enough. Then he says, we aimed at 89 cents when XRP was 27 cents with wave 1. At that time, a lot of noise was there, but we hit it. We now target $1.88 when XRP is at 56 cents with wave 3, and a lot of noise is still here that people think is impossible. The critical level stays the same. Wave 3 will prove itself once again. I have also shared a pattern in yellow. Remember, W3 could extend towards $5.85 as the median and second target. So, very bullish for the short term. So okay, fine. So say it's a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, whatever it ends up being. Maybe XRP even does come back and check that 54-cent level as support again, building a strong base there, and then takes off. Okay. If this is indeed the case, we still don't have to wait that long to see some sort of substantial move. And it's interesting because, from the analysts that I follow that talk about XRP, whether they think Bitcoin's going to hit a new all-time high or they don't, what I see from all of them, including the blockchain backer, in fact, is that I'm sure a lot of you follow him, so you may have heard him say this a number of times recently, but that's kind of what he's saying in terms of what he's thinking is probable for XRP at this point. Like, still a move to the upside. To what degree, we're going to find out together. But yeah, if this level holds, number go up. It happens fast. When it goes, it goes. We don't know for sure exactly when, but probably sooner than later. So, hope you guys are feeling as positive as I am. I mean, it's been fun watching this stuff. I mean, it really has. Like, I truly enjoy this. And I have fun even in the bear markets because I know that the emotions that people feel in those moments, they don't need to feel them. It's not, like, it doesn't make logical sense, but they just do. I don't feel those things, and so I have fun. And when we're down in terms of the market, then that's when I accumulate. And that's what I was doing with the FTX collapse. At the end of 2022, I was like, wow, this is a capitulation of it. And I was buying stuff, and I was thrilled. I was happy as could be, even though my net worth was down because the market was down. Happy as a clam. Now, of course, it's more exciting and fun during the positive times, like where we are now. But either way, it's about framing. It's about mindset. I think that's a big part of it here. But I haven't been this optimistic about the future of XRP specifically since I started holding it. For a ton of reasons I've been articulating recently. Tons of reasons. It's either going to happen now or it's not. That's an obvious thing, right? But when you consider what the backdrop is in terms of what's happening with Bitcoin, what's happening on a macro scale, yeah, that means something. That really does. So we're going to find out together. But I am optimistic that You know, we're going to wrap up this year and not be disappointed, but we'll see what happens. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.